I'm Lonnie.
I'm Murray.
And this is Viewer's Verdict. Today we're talking about
Hostile, Scott Cooper's Western.
For me, there are really three really strong characters. Captain Blocker, who's the leader of the expedition. Chief Yellowhawk, Sioux Indian chief that is about to die. Captain Blocker is escorting him to Montana from New Mexico. And then there's Rosamund Pike. For me, those were the three really strong characters. Captain Blocker and Chief Yellowhawk are complete opposites, and they hate each other, but they have to take this journey together if they're forced to.
The irony is that they spent their whole lives fighting each other. I don't think it's so much that there are only three characters that are well developed. I think that it comes to the theme of the film, everyone's to blame for that situation. This movie is very relevant today in light of all the racial tension, but it's saying that when both sides are violent, that you can't say that one side is guilty and the other isn't. It's saying that both are.
As well as you get nowhere.
Yes, and so that's why you fail to feel anything for a lot of the characters.
But the other character that I thought was really well developed was Rosamund Pike. The whole film starts with her family getting slaughtered by
which I thought was maybe the one thing that felt weird is you start with that scene and
yeah, that was weird.
Something just felt wrong. I don't know if it's how long it was, how much of it they showed, or the film almost started with a complete sentence that then the rest of the paragraph had very little to do with. The rest of the movie was, for the most part, through Captain Blocker and Chief Yellowhawk's perspective. Rosamund Pike was more of her character. Rosalie Quaid was more of a supporting character.
But I think she was really well developed in the sense that she helps bring the Native American party on the journey and the Army party on the journey kind of together.
Yes, it sort of starts you off with a good exclamation point.
But they're going on their journey, and at the very beginning they find her. Her family is massacred by these Comanches. The first thing that Chief Yellowhawk's daughter and daughter-in-law do when they see Rosalie covered in blood from the massacre of her family is they offer her new clothes, and they say it'll be an honor to us, the Native American women, if you would wear this, because we respect that you had this great tragedy and this is what we can do to help you.
She becomes almost the glue that eventually will bind the whole party together. This whole very divided party.
Yeah, and it's almost the don't judge a book by its cover. And just because the Comanches did this horrible thing doesn't mean that these women on traveling with Chief Yellowhawk are the same.
That is another side theme of the movie, is that you can't stereotype and you can't blame one person's misdeeds
on someone else.
But that said, it's still saying that everyone makes mistakes. It's a very rich film, and it's definitely a character piece. It's got a very strong story. It's a bit of a dark story.
It's a little slow moving for me personally, but it is a Western.
I really enjoyed it. I thought that this is what a modern Western should look like, especially if you're going to touch on racial issues. I thought that this was about the spot you should hit. I guess it's time for the verdict. What do you think? What's your verdict?
My verdict is to wait for Netflix. This is not my type of movie. I enjoyed it. It was a little bit slow for me. I do enjoy Westerns, but again, the kind of killing off of characters again and again and again, for me personally, was a little repetitive. I do think people should definitely see it. The cinematography is beautiful. Christian Bale is fantastic. Rory Cochrane is fantastic. Rosamund Pike is fantastic. But to me, you should see it, but on Netflix. What's your verdict, Murray?
See it in theaters.
Big surprise there.
No, I loved it. My interest was held. Maybe it's because it's my type of story. I really enjoyed it. It was, I think, the right length. I think it was a great story. I think it was relevant, and I think that the characters all did really well, and I really enjoyed it. I know it's a dark story, but there's a place for those too. It's the type of movie that I'd like to see more of, so I'll say go see it in theaters. And it is a great movie to see on the big screen in terms of the landscapes and the cinematography.
That's definitely true.
That is really well done.
That's definitely true. I agree with that.
So.
Okay, well, I'm Lonnie.
I'm Murray.
And this is Viewer's Verdict.